Guys, welcome back to ROP, Run of Play podcast, where we discuss all things football, in particular the EPL. And I have in my mind that we are going to be touching on some Carabao Cup. I can see the Manchester United fans grinning and smiling. But before we get into all of that, let's
Oh,
introduce the
Carabao
panel.
too, yes.
We have the Arsenal fan. I don't want to rep Arsenal today, Mr. Johnny Boy. How are you feeling today, Johnny Boy?
Oh, that's true. No
Happy,
way in the
happy,
jersey.
happy New Year, my folks. I'm happy to be here. Even though, even,
Easy,
even
just
though, even
just
though
one
Arsenal is
drop.
messing the ball, it's good to be here.
Yeah, good. Soon we'll see him wearing back his Real Madrid jersey. And also welcome back, Mr. Jude. Like they drew against Liverpool, which feels like a 3-pointer for them. I'm in Manchester. How are you feeling today, Jude?
It's not about the feeling. We almost got the
Almost
point.
doesn't
That's
kill
why
anything.
we are mad.
Hmm.
Almost. But we know we're doing you guys a favor, but the favor is going to be
It's
wasted
not a
in the long
favor there.
run. So
Maybe you guys are
not
doing
by
yourself a
us.
favor to
We
get that
not
to
people,
14.
but you
True,
guys,
true. You
No.
did the point.
no,
What?
we are fine where we
Yes.
are. We can climb
And we
later.
also have the man, as usual, the Ten Hag defender that always said Ten Hag out when he knew that Ten Hag was going to be sacked. Mr. Shonti, how are you feeling today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Amorim now. I don't know why I'm still talking about Ten Hag. Ten Hag is old news. Like ten who?
Is it old news? Okay, no problem. Before we get into all of the discussions for today, I'm sure we're going to touch on Liverpool, Manchester United. We're going to touch on Arsenal, Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, as well as
Right.
Arsenal and Brighton at the weekend. But the breaking news today is the sack of Lopetegui, aka Lopetegui at West Ham, and is going to be replaced by Graham Potter. Graham Potter has been holding out for the ideal club for over a year right now, but he's going to be signing for West Ham. I just want to see what are you guys' initial reaction. But before we do, my initial reaction is that West Ham sacked Lopetegui too early because the boys were still slowly adapting to his system. Yes, they were losing the games, and it seems like the players were out of place, but the way they played against Newcastle, you can say that there's something there. And sometimes managers need time. Managers need time. West Ham are not going to win the league. West Ham are not going to Europa League. I don't know why they are rushing. They're not in danger, really. I don't know why they're rushing. I don't even know whether Graham Potter is going to do anything different with them because he's going to play a back three. Their defenders are crap. So I don't know what they're expecting to happen. Yes, Kudus might play better. Paqueta might play better. Somerville might feature more. Bourne might feature more. He will try to play more English boys, etc., etc. But I don't see the point. But anyway, I'll defer to you, Jude.
He won't concede 5 in the first half against
No,
Arsenal.
he might. He might.
For starters, Abi.
For starters, he's aware of the Brighton Arsenal game, so he knows how to get
All
you
right,
guys.
cool. Cool.
That's
Look
what
at them. The Arsenal trophy of the season. Yeah, go ahead, Jude. What's your reaction to the floppy Teggy? And how long do you think that Graham Potter is going to remain as West Ham manager when he's appointed?
Uh, I think depending on how this season goes, right, it'll probably be a case of Everton and Shandash. So I think they'll probably keep him for long. He'll probably be replacing the guys. Lopetegui is a foreign coach, so it's kind of going to be hard appeasing the fans. It was more of an English coach. You'll probably give him more time. That's what I think, and I also think that the system he wants to bring in is not the system those players are used to. So the board should have known that from time and giving him one full season at least. They are not in a danger zone. They are not in any. They're not like clubs that we expect. Oh, like Man United, hey, you can in February now if we're not
Man
in the
U of
second
10
half
years
of the
ago.
table.
Man U of 10 years ago. Not the correct man.
Please, I went to the Champions League 2 years ago. Just calm down. I mean, we were in Europa
Champions League
now.
that you didn't qualify
So
from group.
that's what I think. They, they probably just any qualification is qualification. As long as I'm there is the main thing. So I think they should have just given him more time, maybe to the end of the season, and then decide because they're not in like danger zone at the moment, like you said.
Fair enough.
That's what
And
I
Johnny
feel.
Boy, your initial reaction.
My initial reaction is that it what took so long. I expected them to sack him from like November, if I'm being honest, because to me, I I think West Ham made a mistake by hiring him first of all because his track record is not brilliant. No offense. You remember he was Spain's coach in 2018, and then stupid.
Yeah, didn't he win something
No,
with
no,
them?
he won. What he won was Europa League. He beat Man. He was one that beat, I think, United in the final of Europa League.
Yes, they won
It's
Europa
just
League, and he
Sevilla.
also managed to keep Wolves
Yeah, but
up for
yeah,
a
he
bit.
did. But my point is,
Carabao
he was
Cup. The other was sacked.
yeah,
To be fair,
he was a coach of Spain. He just went to go and take a job for Madrid when he was coach of Spain, and he got sacked. He went to Madrid. He didn't last up to 3 months. He got sacked. Then he came to the Premier League with Wolverhampton. Like you said, he helped them to stay up, but they still struggled. Still, he got sacked. So West Ham tried. I don't know. They tried to play beautiful football. That's why I think they tried to go away from the David Moyes style of food. So they
Moyes.
tried it. They thought, okay, Spanish guy is going to bring the Pep style of play, tiki taka, but they didn't. Like it's not that way. That's where the appointment was the first wrong appointment they made. They shouldn't do that. But they gave it to Lopetegui anyways. And the signs were already there. Like I disagree with you. He doesn't they can't give him time because they said with great responsibility, I would even say with great power comes with great responsibility, right? Let's have spent like 150 million if I'm not wrong this summer. Spent a lot of money. A lot of
They spent
yeah.
some money, yeah.
So already
For West Ham, they
that's
spent
already
money.
pressure. That tells me that they wanted to take this season serious. So where they are right now is not where they expected themselves to be. I believe where they expected themselves to be was probably where Bournemouth is, Brighton, like maybe seventh, eighth. I believe if they were around that point now, they would have been fine with it. But they're like 14th or 15th in the league table, which is not where they're supposed to be.
They're not 14 because we know who exactly is
Okay,
14th. So
They're 14th. They're
They're
so
actually
14th, yeah.
exactly,
14th.
14th.
so they're 14, right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
the West Ham
just serious. You just
so
have
the
to
West Ham
know it. We
hierarchy,
know where
that is
we are.
not their expected position. That's why they sacked him. My only point is that
fair.
why did it take so long? That's all.
All right, and Sean, the question that came to my, I actually thought about this question before the game, and before we started recording, and Johnny Boy just brought it to my mind. Is there a old kind of managers? Are they fading away from football? The people like them Lopetegui and them the Jose Mourinho's and them those classes of people. Even Ancelotti right now, even though they're not playing bad relatively, but it seems like the Spanish people also want him out. They want a new face on football and all those kind of things. Do you think that those old style managers of philosophy only are kind of like fading away from football?
5 million%. I think along the lines of what Johnny Boy was saying, I was thinking about it as well. Like David Moyes, first I disagree that Lopetegui is exactly like Pep. I
I didn't
think
say like
Lopetegui
Pep.
is more in the. I think you're saying like he's supposed to be like a
Yeah,
tiki
that's what
taka this thing. I think he's
right.
more in the Mourinho, but kind of like a hybrid, a lot more direct like type of football.
Yeah,
So I think like David Moyes was probably like the last. Moyes was probably the last holdout of the last like of that generation of police college football, long the ball. All that matters is like that you work hard, approach basically to play football, and he got them as like from his perspective, as far as West Ham could possibly go. They won the Conference League, I think, also. But West Ham fans, looking around, looking at Brighton, looking at Brentford, looking at everybody wants good football, in
yeah.
quotes. So the environment became toxic, and they sacked Moyes. Not surprised that they sacked Lopetegui now. I think Amorim is showing, for example, that there's nothing wrong with bringing in a new manager. Um, early in the season. So I think that's we've set an example for the rest of the league, and
Wow.
West Ham are looking
I'm
at
sorry,
it.
Why did
you're
that?
not
Why?
you're not the first. You're not the first.
I, I'm
What
You're not
about
the first
Wolves?
speechless.
person to
Like I
Oh,
knew it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen this early. But yeah, go on. Yeah, set an
yeah,
example.
no. So like we've set
Arteta,
an example
yes,
for the league, and I think West Ham is
losing four
following.
last 5 games. Yeah, examples. Yeah.
The example specifically is making a decision early on in the season, trying to rescue where you're going. West Ham they have 23 points. I think like us, they have the same points as us, but they are how many points? 6 points from relegation. So I think it's a dangerous place to
So
be.
does that
And
mean
if
also that Manchester
United,
United are 6 points away from
That's,
relegation? If
they
that
are.
is the
we are, we
Let's
are,
go.
we are 6 points. Is this we have on the
Missing
same
but
points?
we
What I
are.
said.
I'm only
But
ball.
I'm saying
I'm only
whereas
ball.
like
because
whereas like a
some people don't
United.
know maths. So I just wanted to clarify for those people. Yeah.
Sure, we're also 6 points away from, but whereas like United can take solace in the fact that our squad on paper is good enough to have this be an anomaly. I think West Ham have a greater risk essentially to address, which is why they addressed it and they sacked Flopetegui. So yeah, I mean, welcome to what's his name, Graham Potter. I wish Nistelrooy had waited. I wish Rude had waited a bit because I don't like Leicester for him. I think that Leicester is going to be suffer ahead. This job that he has taken, basically at 19th, is just he's setting himself up for a long, however many
But at
years
the
of
same time
probably
too, are you sure?
relegation.
Because for you to decline Leicester, there must be contact between yourself and West Ham. So are you sure West Ham will spoke?
No, I mean that's fair.
No, it's saying that
That's fair.
it's also
Because
Completely.
I feel
sometimes you
West
can
Ham
just
wanted
evade it
Potter
now.
because if you
You can
check, they've
evade
been
it.
mentioning
Why
Potter
not?
for a very long time. It's not today.
They'll find other club. There are
Potter's name
other
has been
clubs.
coming
There's
up
Wolves.
on West
There's
Ham
also
story
Wolves.
for like a month or so.
But that's because he's been available for over
Yeah.
a year. He's rejected a lot of jobs in the
That
meantime and things. So
and my understanding is that like West Ham also considered like Michael Carrick. I'm pretty sure West Ham had like a list in
yeah,
addition to Potter, right? So I just think they will have been a better job. And if everybody expected Lopetegui to be sacked eventually, so I think
yes.
and I hear what you're saying. He couldn't have known, and he take what's in front of you. But I'm just saying sidebar off topic. I feel bad for Rude because Leicester they are suffering basically, and he could have waited for this job, um, or maybe Ten Hag, you know, we could have reunited with Wan-Bissaka or Solskjaer. But yeah, I think Potter knows the league, and I think he would do well with West Ham because they have a decent squad.
All right. So guys, I'm going to so which one are we going to talk about first? Are we talking about Arsenal Brighton first, Arsenal Newcastle first? Are we talking about the
I want to
hype
talk about Arsenal Brighton,
of
please.
Liverpool, Manchester United?
You
Which
can start
one?
with Brighton.
I want to talk about Arsenal
Yeah,
Brighton.
so
Let's talk
go
about
ahead, go ahead
Arsenal.
and banter us. Go on then.
No. It's not battle. Let's have a conversation. Heart to heart because a lot.
It's a
Right.
safe space.
What do you think? What do you think is just that?
let's let's have a heart to heart because I watched the Arsenal Brighton game. I
Mhm.
did not think honestly it was going to be a successful hate watch, but I just watched it right, expecting that like Arsenal would still find a way to score. But it seems like what if you ask Johnny Boy, and Johnny Boy, let's start with you, right?
Mhm.
How
Question.
like Johnny Boy, let's
As
start with you,
usual,
right?
because I
How
agree with you.
No,
Yes,
no, no.
go on.
no. I just want to hear, and this is me being a moderator essentially, but I just want to hear from a perspective. Does it feel bittersweet? Do you feel vindicated? Do you feel upset at the fact that what you predicted, right, that Arsenal will have a problem scoring, is coming around to bite basically you guys in the back? Because the biggest issue appears to be that your attack is just dead. Saliba and
Is
Gabriel,
block.
100% perfect, solid in defense. Declan Rice is both a number 6, number 10, number 8. He can cross, he can dribble, he can defend, he can do everything. Odegaard too is a baller. Saka, but Saka is missing, and now your attack is dead. How do you feel about like as an Arsenal fan, part time or for full
I'm
time?
not.
Gabriel
I,
You
I'm.
know,
I'm not
and
angry because
Jesus
it's something I
Christ.
already knew. It's something I
Gabriel
already
and
already knew, that, and
Jesus
that's why I hate stats. That's why I keep on saying I hate stats because stats doesn't show you the true. It doesn't show you the real in-depth analysis of what is happening. You just look at stats. Arsenal scored 90 something goals last season, so that means they're probably not scoring like the coach will tell you. But what they don't tell you that we had against West Ham. I think we had like 30 something shots and we didn't score. They didn't factor that one against Fulham as well. The same thing happened last season. Even against Aston Villa that we lost at home that cost us league title to me. The first half, if we had a good clinical striker, would have been like 3 goals up. First half alone, but we missed. So, but
Honor is not
stats
working.
not going to show you that. What I expect Ateta to do last summer was, let's say for instance, let me believe what they said that the owners restricted him last summer, and they told him that because of how much you spent the previous summer, right? This summer we're not going to give you so much money. We're going to give you like 100 million for you have to sell players to make money. What I expected the coach to do, okay, no, I have 100 million to spend. My defense is solid, right? My midfield is solid. My attack is the weakest point. So if you have 100 million, they also expect you to tackle immediately. And everybody knew that Arsenal's problem last season was the attack. But what did my coach go to do? He went to go and strengthen the defense more. And that boils down to what Henry was saying, that some teams they play to win, while some teams actually play not to lose. So the mindset is different, and that to me, that's where Ateta falls into. It falls into the other criteria of that. Oh, let's not lose the game. So neither is don't win the game, but don't lose it. Well, draw if you can, but don't lose the game, which is a wrong mentality. So now it's costing us against Brighton. Like you said, there's no Saka. At least Arsenal, all Arsenal fans are saying that Arsenal is actually Saka FC. That's one thing I'm saying. Because now, before everybody should go to the right now. Now they can't even go to the right. You notice they can't even go to the right because Saka isn't there any longer. So right now the attack is dead, and it's showing that Saka was one carrying Arsenal all along.
Let me push back a little so that Dr. Toes does not accuse me of being completely biased.
Yeah, if you don't push
Here's
back,
here's
I'll
some
push
things
back. It's
to
fine.
yeah, no, here's some things to consider, right? I don't think it's unreasonable of Ateta to have assumed, or for anybody to say, we scored 90 something goals, so therefore we are
It,
capable
it
of
is,
doing
it is.
this, right? We scored 90.
Oh, it's
It's
not a
because
priority, basically.
yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable from my
Okay,
perspective for
okay,
them to say, if you're planning, if you're planning with limited resources, I don't think it's unreasonable. So that's number one first point for you to respond. The second thing is, how do you think about the fact that the league is getting tougher like every single year? So not only do you have to improve year over year, like your improvement has to be not geometric but like exponential, right? You can't just improve plus one, because every single team in the league is getting tougher every year, so it's going to be harder and harder for a team basically to run away with things, essentially. So unless you're Man City, who had a freak in Haaland, for example, just a hyper super freak, had the best striker in the world, best midfielder in the world in Rodri, and best defender in the world, in Diaz, or any one of those guys. Pick one of their defenders. Probably best two midfielders in the world, Rodri and De Bruyne. So unless you're Man City, or you're a genius like Klopp, who in that time was probably able to win one league, there's nothing for you. So like, I mean, push back in that regard. Don't you think you should cut Ateta
why would
some
I cut
slack?
him in slack? Like you said, you our defense was solid last season. Okay, let's say you're talking about the attack score 90 something. The defense was, I think Arsenal had the best defensive record last season, if I'm not wrong. They had the best defensive record. So the defense was also good. So I can also say that about the defense. What I expected him to do, even the Havertz he bought, Havertz was bought to play as an 8 or a 10. I don't know whichever position. Give it to him. But he quickly discovered that the Havertz he bought cannot play that position. And Chelsea fans actually told Arsenal fans that, yo, this guy you're buying cannot play midfield for you. He's best in the attack. And it took Ateta 6 months to recognize that. So from the new,
No, but Havertz was part of the 90
that's
goals
what I'm
now,
saying. He
no?
was, but I'm saying he became part of it when he was moved to the nine positions, to the striker position, right? But he didn't take into account the chances Havertz made
Yeah.
last season. He missed a lot of chances last season. Even this season alone, now, against we're going to come to it against Newcastle. You saw the chance he missed. Those are stuff I'm talking. The stats are not going to show you that. That's my point. Stats are not going to show you stuff like that. So that's why I don't look at stats. I look at what my eyes are seeing and what I'm watching, and it tells me that Arsenal needed a striker. Arsenal have always had it. Arsenal has always been a team that had goal scorers in their team. It's only under Arteta right now we're seeing that. One thing Wenger and other guys always tried to do was to get a striker in their team. We always had Henry, we had Van Persie, we had Podolski, we had Giroud, we had Walker, guys that could score goals. You had Obama, you had Lacazette, you had Pepe. But under this guy now, who do we have apart from Saka now? We don't have another person that can score goals. I was telling you about Havertz. Havertz is, they were banking. Apparently, somebody in the club told Curtis. I don't know if you guys might know Curtis. Somebody in the club literally came out and said they were banking on Havertz. So the person has admitted that they were wrong. Imagine that. So how can you be going on an assumption? That's wrong. As a football club, you're not supposed to be going on assumption. You're supposed to, no,
Everything
but
is
you're supposed to
assumption now.
no, but you're
Nothing is
supposed to, but you're
guaranteed in
supposed to
football
prepare.
now.
Havertz is not a striker, so you're supposed to assume the fact that that's the reason why what's his name, um, Pep,
Bro, how many strikers are left in world football? Like, how many strikers are there
bro.
left in the big teams, basically, in world
Last summer
football?
there were plenty strikers available, bro. There were plenty strike. All the strikers I know they were available. It's just paying the right money for them. That was it. Gyökeres was available. Osimhen was available. Even Ivan Toney of Brentford was available. So strikers were not a problem last summer. It was you making a priority to get them. That was the problem. That's where and it was
That's
and
fair.
after I didn't prioritize.
How about the second part about the league getting tougher?
Exactly. I mean, I even said it. That's why I said there's no guarantee of even as fans say, oh, next is let's give him 300 million, let him buy the striker. There's no guarantee. Even if he signs the strikers this summer, Arsenal's going to win it next season. There's no guarantee. So that's why you take advantage of the position you are in right now. So that's why when people say, oh, you can't get them now, it's like that's garbage. We have opportunity to win the league this year. Man City might be back next season. Liverpool might get better because they're definitely going to sign players. People forget they didn't sign it. They really didn't sign anybody last summer. Mayu, you never can tell. I'm already my fix it up, and Mayu might get better next season. Newcastle, see Newcastle straight. Newcastle is going to spend too because they didn't spend last summer. They're going to spend and improve their team, especially if they make Champions League. So they are going to get better. Tottenham, I don't know, they might get better too. Already, that's five teams already competing with Arsenal. So there's no guarantee. So all this stuff is just like you said, we are all guessing. So that's why you should also strengthen from a position of strengthen or improve from a position of strength, not weaknesses. But Arsenal always trying to improve from a position of weakness. So the team has to be bad before they improve. That's the difference between City and Arsenal. When City was in their pump, Pep always improved on his team, even when they were good. That's why he was always going for the best. Have two guys for every position, so that that person on the bench is challenging the guy starting, and if that guy flops, the other guy takes over. But Arteta just wants to have like
So
14 good players without no competition or shit.
So, Dr. Toes, I think I offered like reasonable pushback to an extent,
You did.
right? Fair pushback, and I would add to the pushback in my framing of the question for you that I actually think that Ateta wants to play a particular type of way, and that he has a choice between a traditional striker who might give you one thing in goals, but wouldn't give you something else in the movements, running, front press, or whatever that he's looking for from the person that plays in that number nine position. And like Klopp with Firmino, you're relying more on the rest of the team to score. So it's this approach to playing football is not impossible. Klopp did it. Pep did it before they brought Haaland. But I mean, I think Dr. Todd, the question is, and again, I don't think I'm being biased,
Yeah,
but
but
like
I
for you as an
remember I
Arsenal
said not
fan,
just a striker though.
um,
I also mentioned attackers as well. He was supposed to get attackers, so I understand where you're going to, but like he could get attackers as well. So not just strikers.
so there's that part of the question, Dr. Todd, right? As an Arsenal fan, from a perspective, like what choice, or I guess what choice should the club slash Ateta be making? Between the options of we need a goal scorer, even if that comes at the price of changing our style of play, that's fine. Or like Johnny Boy was saying, we need to spend money on better attackers.
Right. So because I'm a realistic person, I understand. I try to always understand perspective of different people, understand different people's the way people act. Ateta is a very very
Very,
stubborn
very
man,
yes, very right,
so I don't think Ateta is going to
very
change
stubborn.
his system for the season, and because it's not going to change his system for the season, Arsenal are going to suffer. And Arsenal suffering is also not going to change the mind of the owners of the club, which is my always my bigger point. Because if the owners were right, we will not have Ateta as our manager, or we'll have Ateta getting the tools that he wants, or not even make basically signing the players that he should be signing, not the ones that he thinks that are the ones for the club because they'll be making the right decisions for him. So I just think Arsenal are a mess right now, and it's going to be crazy. I even though I disagree with everything Johnny Boy says because of the reason that he's giving, his perception is different from our perception on the summer window because obviously, if someone has a limited budget, there are goal scorers in the team. Everyone is scoring goals. You know that okay, you're not lacking goals, and your left wing, your left defense is always off. Zinchenko off. Tomiyasu always injured. Zinchenko's not the guy. Tomiyasu always
So you
injured.
needed
Yeah,
Calafiona.
yeah, but
You
my
needed
Exactly. You
Calafiona.
need to get a
yeah,
left winger. Whether your point or your look, I understand your point, but your point is in
no, no,
hindsight.
no, no,
The manager is not working in
no. But
hindsight.
I
The
said that
manager
from the
is
summer, though,
working.
even before he signed this guy.
I need someone right now that is going to play there. Calafiori was coming from an ACL injury. He didn't account for Ben White going to be injured. You know, understand? Like there are different things that work in the transfer window. So we can also agree. I also agree with you that the signing of Havertz is wrong. But then again, when he signed Havertz, he was expecting if you want to think and put yourself in his mind frame, was expecting okay, Havertz does a lot of work off the ball. A lot of Arsenal job is off the ball. So he needed someone that's going to, take the pressure away from Jesus, run run into space, defenders follow him, leave Jesus there. But for some reason, it did not work. It did not work. So he pushed him up, and Jesus got injured. He pushed him up top. And in the second half of last season, he scored about 13 goals. Right. So they're hoping that okay, if this guy could do this, he didn't do it in Chelsea, but he did it here. So maybe if
Full
we
season.
put if we sign Calafiori, sign Merino to be our number eight, even though Merino is also crap,
And Marino is
wrong
not
choice
even
of
an eight.
signing.
That's the
Basically,
funny part. He's not even an eight.
again, he gambled and he failed, right? He gambled, he made all this gambling, but he failed. But the thought process is there, right? I signed a eight, I signed a left back that actually can actually
But the funny
invert
thing,
better
California is
than
not a left back. He's a
Zinchenko.
centre back that can play left back. That's the funny part.
But again, as we say, yeah, he's stubborn. He has a way
You
he
need
wants to
versatile
play.
players now.
Exactly,
Oh
he has a
God,
way that he wants to play.
that's already have too many
Right,
versatile
Lewis Kelly
players.
is not a defender; he's a central midfielder, but he's playing left back right now. Right. Again, all his gambles are failing. Again, that's why I'm coming back to the owners. If the owners signed have a manager that all his gambling are failing, surely you will change the person. But they're not going to change him. So I'm not even going to kill myself and say
No, but,
sack him now, because I know
I
they're not going
understand
to
what you're
sack him
saying.
now. So
I'm not
what's
even
the
talking
point?
about the owners
It's a redundant conversation.
because I've said that the owners are garbage.
Let me just add. Let me add something. Right. I'm going to add something to that question because that question is also
Very, very,
disingenuous.
very,
The
very,
question is of
yes,
fact
very, very.
because what Arsenal is still one of the top three highest goal scorers in the league. In as much as we are saying all our performances are
Even
bad,
defensively, I think we're the
they're
best
still the
too.
top three goal scorers in the league. So factor that in when you're answering that troll question. Thank you very much.
And also remember, this was our second season. So it was not. If it was 2 years ago, I'd say yes. Nobody's. But last season we played as everybody expected us to play. So I don't know what Chelsea was saying there, but continue. Answer it.
I think for me, I feel like I know that if you get to 99, then the following season you may get to 100 or you may be around 80. And if you're not yet showing the projection of getting to 80, you should know where you stand. For you being 99 and contending the league, contending to win the title, right? And this season, your hopes shouldn't be I'm among the top three best. Your hopes should be we are the best because your goal is you want to win the league.
Yeah, you have changed the answer
That's
to
what
the
I'm seeing
question.
from
Right. He asked you that
that's what I'm seeing for the league.
Overrating the
are
squad is
So
Arsenal
overrating
fans
the squad.
overrating their players?
so
And we are
for
saying we are not
me,
overrating them because
the
the goal
players,
tally is
no,
still high.
there are players that you guys are. For me, their players are overrated. There are some players that are overrated, and there are some players that are like most of your players are okay, but there are some players that are
E.g.
overrated.
E.g.
We
And I
can't
feel
hear you,
like
Steve. I'm sorry.
E.g. Name the players you think they're overrated.
overrated.
Nobody
Trossard
overrated
was
Trossard.
overrated at some
That's
point.
Trossard.
He down.
Exactly,
Trossard
and
was your super
that's what he
sub,
sees. That's what he
your
sees.
good,
He's super
good,
sub.
but he's still not. Why he's not delivering
Yeah,
goals now?
but
It's
I
still the
like the
same
fact
thing
that he
I'm
puts
saying.
sub. So
I'm
that
not
means
arguing. I'm
somebody
saying
that
like
comes in to step to
yeah,
replace somebody.
but he has come in as a sub sometimes, and still you guys couldn't find goals in some of your later games. So it's more like for me, your defense is okay, solid. I'll give like three, three players there or two players there. I'll tell them, oh, they are not overrated. They are master class. Your midfield, let me see.
Rice
I'll
and
give
Party,
what
they're
do
not
you add?
overrated. Come
I
on,
don't think Rice Apate. I don't rely on Rice that
Rice is a
much.
baller.
Rice is there. Rice is a baller boy. He's not.
but he's not
It's just
overrated. That's
like
the
you
question. Is
saying
he overrated? No, he's not.
Rice is what every single
Rice
He's not.
dollar
in
of that
Arsenal.
100 million, whatever that
In
they pay
He's
for
not.
Arsenal,
him,
He's not
plus
overrated.
some extra.
Rice is
Well,
okay in the market. Is what the
as
100 million is.
Arsenal
I
fans,
won't
we can
argue
tell
with
you
that.
we know the players that are
Smart.
crap, we know the players
Yeah,
that are
exactly.
good. No Arsenal fan is disillusioned apart from the ones online are
Raya,
trying to be disingenuous. Every Arsenal fan knows the one that
Yeah.
are crap, everyone knows the one that is good, and everyone knows the one that needs to be replaced. So
I think
that's it.
I just think by this, I just feel like you people should give Ateta
That's
time.
Of
Give
course,
that.
we
It'll
give
be a
time.
rival
Let's
partner.
him a
What do you want? As long as he's
no
doing
wait,
what you
wait,
want.
wait, but dude, I was going yeah. Let me press you a bit because my theory has always been that this football that we see like this, only about 60% of the outcome is based on tactics or skills. The remaining 40% is vibes, is all mentality, and it does seem like there are some
give
cracks. Having the show from in this Arsenal team. I don't think they could believe that match against Newcastle. I don't think they saw it coming. And we're segueing now into Newcastle, but like they couldn't believe it's full strength squad. Declan Rice, Partey, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber right back, this is in full strength. Aside from obviously Saka,
Arsenal fans saw it coming.
that
Arsenal fans
that is
saw it
injured,
coming.
but
This
the
was
Because
Newcastle kind of made
even with Saka, we lost at their
And I
ground.
and I
We saw
said
it
it that
coming.
if Arsenal to
no, but this
qualify,
was the Emirates
they
now.
have to beat
Sorry,
Newcastle at home for them to qualify.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even
yeah.
with
So
Saka there, we
so,
lost.
you
And
lost
now we know that there's no
so,
Saka, and Saka is our most
so,
creative player. We know.
at the Emirates.
so,
No, we lost at their ground at
Yes.
their ground.
You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
lost
hold on.
yesterday at the
Yeah,
Emirates,
but I'm saying
and it
yeah,
was
but I'm,
Yes. I'm just saying we are saying that Arsenal fans saw it coming. You're saying we didn't see it coming. We saw it coming. We know.
No, no, nobody.
I'm not
Everybody
saying
didn't
anything.
see it coming.
I would say
I don't
it
think
was
you
Because
guys. I
me.
don't
I knew
think
it
you
was
guys
going to be a
saw or
tough game. I
replied.
knew it
Two
was going to
goals
be
or
a tough
I
game.
did
replied.
not see it
No.
Reason,
coming.
remember I
I don't
said
see it
Newcastle is
coming.
on form, and I said if Arsenal to qualify, they have to beat Newcastle at home because anything that doesn't make them beat Newcastle at home, they cannot qualify. Because even a neutral team playing Newcastle at St James's Park, everybody knows. Everybody, Liverpool drew there and lost there. Man City drew there. Man, you, I believe you guys. I don't know if you guys are playing this.
So I
So
expected like 4
for
nil
Arsenal to stand a
there.
chance, they had to win this game. And coming into the game, Newcastle had won like 5 games straight. So I already knew it was going to be a tough game.
Yeah. They won Man U 2-0 and they won
Yeah.
Arsenal 2-0.
I
So
think I think
yeah.
that mentality thing, and Jude, I guess like sticking with you for a second, I see this thing snowballing basically into a catastrophe. But as we head into the end of the second half of the season, um,
Sunday will tell.
especially because of the Saka absence. This football stuff. Once you start losing confidence, like once you start losing confidence, you start losing faith. People will size you up. I think Newcastle did that yesterday. They will size you up. They will match you because this Arsenal team. We've seen them go toe to toe with the best
The people
of
that gave
both the
the
league and
blueprint to
Europe.
play Arsenal was Everton. Everton gave everybody the blueprint to play Arsenal. Low block, be physical, and you ruffle Arsenal. Everybody has followed that blueprint. Fulham followed it.
It goes way, way back
No, I know.
then.
Yeah, I
Like, but I'm
mean,
saying
before if it's easy like that, everybody will be doing it now. Right, but like dude,
No, they
how do you
all
see
do it.
they
this?
all did it.
How
It's
do you
just
see
like
this
his
like?
ability to maintain it. Leicester did it. Southampton did it. It's just ability to maintain it. If you're a good team, that's all. Leicester did it against us because we
That's
won the
So
game.
go on, Jude
it's
answer the
not
question
that
so
all
that when
now.
it comes
Right?
to me, hopefully the
Jude,
question
how
is
do you
still
see
similar.
this like playing on? Because I expect them, and we've not gotten here yet, but I expect them to have a tough time against us. I'm not saying anything about the outcome, but I expect
You're not sure now.
to I expect them to have a very tough time
Are you sure?
against us.
Who?
Are you sure about
And
the outcome?
You're
Are
my
you
wife now. You
sure?
know that.
nobody is sure of the
You're
outcome
my
here.
wife now. You know.
Nobody.
You know.
Are you sure? At this point, everybody's
Nobody's
not
sure of
sure
any
again.
outcome because we look like
Thanks
pretenders
to
and
Newcastle.
they look shook essentially. So like how do you see this playing out
The
for
next one
how do you see
come.
this playing out for Arsenal and Arteta for the rest of the season? Because right now they are not so comfortable in second, tied with Nottingham Forest. So if Nuno Espirito, in his first season with Elanga and Hudson Odoi, basically finishes above Arsenal, there will be a problem. How do you see this playing out for them?
That's the mentality. Like the game against who they play last. They
Brighton.
went there, they went for the win. I was expecting them to just play 1-0. They actually went for,
Who?
I think, was it 2 or 3?
Oh,
The last
okay.
game,
What about?
Nottingham Forest. So I'm saying like the mentality plays a part. I understand that you guys have injury, but you've drawn Brighton. I don't know what happened in against Newcastle. Like I was even expecting Arsenal to at least
I know.
score one.
You know. What's so
Let's know
funny?
that that
As
will
like you
come back.
said, our coach is very
Like
stubborn, and it's true. How can a coach you guys are losing 2-0, right? Any smart coach will say, okay, now we have nothing to lose. You took out Party. The next thing you're supposed to do is to bring out an attacker, maybe Sterling. He's telling you say it took 10 minutes for him. Eh?
try and balance now.
You're losing two
You're
zero.
trying to
Balance what?
balance the game.
You have nothing to
He
lose
doesn't
again.
want two to turn to four now.
Balance. Yeah, you don't all collect
Remember
more.
Newcastle took out all the attackers. Remember that. After so
No, they brought
Look,
on Almiro.
go can come from
Amaran now
anywhere.
they want to sell. Amaran is nobody now. Let's be honest. They want to sell him. They took
Wow. See,
He can score
fans
that
are so
day
fickle.
and
Okay,
start the
cool.
job. So I feel the mentality
it
also
does.
plays a part. That's what I feel. It might not show in your defense, guys, but it's showing in your attackers. They are not that they're experienced, but they are not world class. And that's actually killing you guys. So me, I feel like target the top, target the title. You will not win the title. Target it so that you can fall second.
Anyway,
That's that's
I never
that's your
expected to
goal.
win the
If
title.
you target second, 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 my brother,
You
bro.
you
don't
had
They're,
at
they're
50
four
points.
points.
you
They're
don't
4 points
no,
ahead
you
of
don't have to
Chelsea.
be a world class. You don't have to be a world class attacker to score
True. That's
goals,
true.
right?
But at least you
The
have to
lap
be,
is
you have
of
to be,
Ipswich
you
is
have to
not
Chris
world class and
Chris
is
Wood.
banging in
Chris
goals.
Wood is not world class.
who?
This Wood is not
It's
world
not
class.
about
Is banging
scoring
in
goals.
goals.
And
When
Buemo
you
is
are
not world class scoring
scoring
goals.
goals, winning
Mm.
matches to win title. You're not winning to just get the point and pass relegation or pass into top four. You're trying to win to attack the title. That's what you're looking at. So how do Nottingham Forest get the goals? They got the goals against Man U. They got the goals against every other team that they like. They go there with the mindset we are going to win. Somehow they find a Chris Wood that knocks the ball into the net. Kai Havertz, you pay him more than Chris Wood, but he still can't
Form
find the
is
net.
form.
That's where the
No,
Um,
no.
problem is.
Yeah, just even since you want to troll, let's keep trolling, right? Havertz still has more goals than all of your forwards. Well, let's put that this way.
There's no
See
problem.
Tech Haaland.
That's why
wait now. Okay,
we have our
Dr.
this
Toves,
thing now.
you're
We have our way to enter Champions League. Just forget you see us next season.
Even championship. Championship,
Just
not
forget
champions.
you see us.
Championship.
may we ask Dr. Toves now because he's a lot more confident, right? So you guys are like I said,
What?
tied for point. You're more confident than Johnny Boy at least. More
I
I'm
am
optimistic.
not
not.
trolling.
I'm
I'm
not.
just
I
saying
don't
the
know where
truth.
you guys keep getting this
Okay,
perception of me,
not
but let's
confidence.
go.
I'm not trolling. No, I'm just saying the
N-
truth.
not not
That's my
confidence,
own.
like optimistic, right? And Havertz, for as
I
you
am not.
mentioned, Havertz, as you mentioned, has scored more goals than what did you say? That everybody in our team, right? So there's some
No,
hope
all your
for
strikers.
all our strikers, yes. So
Hmm.
there's some hope for room for optimism, basically.
There
How
is
do you
no
see
room.
this? How do you see this playing out? I mean, I think your feeling, I think, adequately reflects what probably the players are feeling, Ateta is feeling. There's this kind of sense of like, oh wow, like this is running away from us. Do you think you guys will be able to rediscover that excitement of just 2 months ago? After that draw against City, that red card, that was such a powerful moment.
No, there's not been any exciting performance this season. I remember doing in every of my reaction this season, every single of my reaction this season, there's always this sentence: "We scored the goals, but the
I think
performance
our
was
best
rubbish."
performance was
So
against Monaco.
there is
I think
no
no PSG. PSG.
PSG. PSG is the only one that we can say,
That
okay, the
match against
performance,
Man
that's
City,
because they
you
played
guys were
good.
very excited now that you
No,
was it
not
red
we
card?
guys, not we
Somebody had red
guys,
No,
card.
you guys.
I was
You
not
asked
now.
me now.
It's
You're
just that
asking me.
they not get the
You asked
results.
me now.
So that's why they were not fully
You asked
excited.
me.
I think,
Right?
or which
So
one
I don't
was it
think
where you beat
our
Aston Villa at
performance is
home?
always rubbish. Even even the last game against
Performance.
Brighton, I think I was the last episode was me and Jude talking. I was saying I'm just hoping we're going to score a 3-1, but I know the performance will be rubbish because we've been just getting goals. I don't even know we are getting the
Exactly.
goals, but we're just scoring goals,
Inshallah.
sha, for the performance to be rubbish. And I was not surprised with the performance then. I was not surprised with the performance against Newcastle. And I'm not going to be surprised with the performance against Manchester United because we don't even have the Saka. You understand? If Saka was there, I'll say, okay, maybe there's a chance with set
Oh,
piece ole. But
that,
this time,
that look like
and there's a factor. There's something that you guys don't want to consider. And me and
Martinez.
Jude did a preview of the FA Cup game earlier. It's going to release, I'm sure, probably around the same time this episode is released. We talked about like you guys were able to have that momentum and played better against Liverpool because you guys had a full week of training, rest and training, right? And you
We are
had it the
resting
same
again this
full
week.
week this time. We played
Yeah,
midweek. We're not going to have that same amount of time to
that's true.
prepare and plan for the game and all of that. So our players are not balling. They don't have enough rest and recovery
Should
time. Your players are not balling and
should
they have enough recovery time. Let's not even forget your starting 11 is going to be more expensive than my starting 11. Let's put that out there.
Oh
So
pick
God,
your battles wisely.
what's all this that you're saying?
Become
the onus is on you
become
guys
the
to
better
win.
team.
The
Ah,
onus is on you guys
this.
to
But
win.
So are you
That's all
telling
I
me
have
can
to
that?
we
say.
also say
Case dismissed.
can we also say that you losing to Newcastle is a preparation for Man U? It could also be that.
No,
That's
no,
why
no,
you
no,
give
no,
the
no,
guys
no,
Yes,
no,
now
no,
you
no,
be,
no.
you be very motivated. Your
We
players
don't
will be
attack.
fired up.
We don't attack. You guys sit back in the first half and then counter attack in the second half. All of the goals that
What?
Arsenal
no.
concede are always counter attacking goals. You guys are a better counter attacking team than Newcastle.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
Better
no,
now we
no,
are
counter.
no,
going.
no. This
Now we
years,
are
I'm
going.
I'm willing I'm willing
So
to
what's the
bet
reason
that
for you guys to
possession.
appreciate?
I'm willing to bet that possession will be plus or minus 3%. Either we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
more than you or you have more
No,
than us.
first half. No, first half. I think first half will
What
have
are you
Double
more.
talking
standard.
about?
They're a one half team
I
now.
think
I
I
told
think
you,
it
Man,
might be
Man is a one half
in
team.
our box or in
The overall game. Mm.
That's what I'm
maybe we
saying.
came
So
back in the second
Exactly. It's
half.
only second half.
exactly.
Second half when you bring in Ahmad and
It's not
bring
that
in
you
Garnacho,
play
that's
well
when you can
first half,
start
but you play
balling.
well second
Wait,
half.
wait. We've not started
No,
talking about
but they're
Man U yet.
starting.
We've not started talking about Man U yet. I'm still
I thought we were
getting
talking
from
about the confidence to
Dr. Toves.
play Man
How
U.
you are you confident? How do you see like where yeah this this
No,
point in the
I think we are
season?
going to
Are we
win.
going to the
Don't get me wrong.
mountain?
I think we're going to
Is
win.
Arsenal your
But
New Year prayers?
You're going
the
to win
onus is
the
on you to
title or
win.
you're going to win
Is
the
what I'm
trophy.
saying. You have a better squad. You have a better
Are you
manager.
going to win the
You have a
title?
winner manager, isn't it? Amorim has won things.
Wait.
He's the new. He
He's
has the
asking
new
about
style
your
of
whole
play. So
season. He's
you
not
guys
asking
Let's
about
put
Man
it.
U's
I'm asking
match.
about your whole season, right? This is the first episode that we're all here
Not Man
in
U's match.
January 20, in the new year 2025. Second half of the season kicks off now, right? We did our beginning of season
Oh, you're not talking about Arsenal,
predictions.
Man U. Okay,
I'm
sorry, my
talking
bad.
about Arsenal mid-season prediction, mid-season review. How do you? Where do you
Arsenal for
see
title.
the rest of the season based on how you're feeling about your team's performance so far? I said you're optimistic. I said you're confident. You said no. I said you're optimistic. You said no. So tell me, where where do you stand? With your
I
team?
think that question is a good time to bring in our predictions from the start of the
Sure.
Yeah,
season.
I
Yeah, I
like
like
that. I
that.
like that.
Because our top seven predictions, if you can see, Dr. Tobes, Arsenal is third. For Jude, Arsenal is third. For Sheunti, Arsenal is third. For Dixon, Arsenal is third. For Johnny Boy, Arsenal is second. I have not changed my position till the end of the season. Okay, so for the rest of the season, I know my manager. I know the way we play. I know we're not going to sign anyone in January. Saka is injured. When he comes back, there's no guarantee he's going to come back to the same form. Odegaard is not going to play on
I,
form.
I noticed something.
The price is playing
United
through
is not
injury.
starting.
Havertz is Havertz. Jesus is Jesus. Trossard is Trossard. Martinelli is a run merchant and not do anything. So I don't have any confidence for the rest of the season. My prediction stays
So
the same.
you think Arsenal would likely stay third, basically. You don't think your top
That's my
four,
prediction.
you don't think your top three or top four position is at risk, despite
No, I don't
despite
think
the
so.
current bad form.
No, because even with all of the poor performances, we are still second. So I don't see us dropping that bad because again, Ateta is not playing to
Everybody
lose.
has.
Johnny Boy is not playing to lose. He might not be playing to win, but he's playing not to lose. And so I believe we're going to stay there or thereabouts.
Johnny Boy, what about you with regards to Arsenal? Before we move on to Manu,
My prediction still stands. I never expected Arsenal to win the league, and I'm not going to expect it now. Except they do something fantastic this window that might change. But for now,
then let's talk about the position on the table. Second versus top four versus fifth, sixth. You know,
I expect Arsenal to still finish second. If I'm being honest, I still expect them to finish second.
okay, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I actually think
But
I
then
actually
if
think
they
that
do
you
what they're supposed to
guys
do
like the
this
problem is
January, I know they're
your
not going to,
owner.
but if they do what they're expected to do this January, then I see us going to first.
But that's my problem. Like you know what they need to do, but they're not doing it.
And
So
you
what
know what, that's
what
the
the hell
reason
is
why I
going
don't
on in
really
the
blame
squad?
that part. That's why I don't really blame Arteta fully.
You need to buy
It comes back to
you
now
go and buy
because
a
it
goal
was like
scorer,
that
like a
under Wenger
striker.
as well.
It's just to make that statement, refresh the mentality of the squad that we have somebody now, at least to create
Since
fear in the
Arsenal moved, since these owners
opponent.
came to
But
Arsenal,
not
there's no one transfer window where Arsenal needed five positions to be filled up, and they have signed the five
maybe,
positions they
but
needed.
maybe
Not
it's
Arsenal will
a
sign at least three.
maybe
it
it's
has
a
never
style. They're
happened.
trying to save up money so that they can maybe 5 years
It
from now
has
they'll
never
just
happened.
buy everything for you.
what?
The
Spend
excuse
money.
before was that
Money will be
oh
bought now.
they were not full
So
owners.
by winning 190 million over 10 years now, they will save up the money. You have a lot of money. You can go to Madrid now and challenge players and collect. Maybe they just want to save
There
the
was a
money,
this
then
I
they will
saw.
buy
They have
players in the
already
future.
spent 20 million in their 10 years in the club. So that's how much? 2 million a year.
They had to
That's
pay
not
for
possible
stadium,
now.
remember?
No, I'm telling you, they haven't.
Do you mean net spend?
No, their own money,
Like
I
net
mean
their
their
spend.
personal
personal
money, not
money.
net spend, their own money.
Oh, their personal money.
Like
They
the way
don't have to
Abramovich
spend
was
their
doing,
personal money.
like the way Abramovich was doing with Chelsea, whereby he was putting his own money into Chelsea.
Abramovich is an exception to the rule now. It's not the standard.
Okay, Chelsea's owners now. That's what the
Where
Chelsea
are they
owners they
from?
put their money to.
Where are your
Chelsea's
owners
owners
from?
are Americans. What would you
I
say about them?
mean, let's stick with
They
Chelsea for a
balance the
second,
club,
Jude,
man.
and they drew. I believe, drop points. They also look shaky. I think you were saying that their manifestation has come to pass. For Chelsea, Kopama isn't firing anymore or anything. Do you want to reevaluate your feelings about Chelsea, or just give me your thoughts in general about Chelsea right now?
I'm supporting everybody that is climbing so that they can fall. That's what I'm doing. As long as mine is down, we will all go down. For Chelsea, just they are just taking on vibes. That's what I feel. So we'll support them when they are up to come down, and then when they are back down, we will laugh at them and leave them till they get themselves. For me, I think they probably need to go back to the drawing board and find out what's working for them, because today they benched this person, tomorrow they benched another person. Like it's getting to that point of Amorim's beginning stages where you are subbing this person, trying to balance the team. He already knows the team that was
Hmm.
working for him. One match, 1 or 2 matches should not be a decider why you should bring in Jao Felix to come and start against playing was that their striker that they always push away, the Nkuku. Like there are many things. You had a game that you needed to win. Ipswich, you did not start your key players. They decided to play those second 11, right? You needed it for morale. So now I believe their next game is not even an easy opponent like that. But Chelsea being Chelsea, I expect them to bounce back a bit, maybe 1 or 2 games, but
Yeah, but
they're not
let's interrogate
title
that statement that
contenders.
you're
Like,
saying now of Chelsea being Chelsea, right? Because there are people like me, for example, who believe that Chelsea right now are going through something similar to Ten Hag's first season, where it's player FC, right? The squad isn't really that, it's not really that good. The team is not really that good, but some individual players are balling out of control. So like Rashford, for example, that season where
yep,
Rashford, anything that he just touched, goal. I think Cole Palmer was having a bit of a
yep.
moment like that, similar with maybe Jackson. They have a few of players going through that same situation. I think we can wrap up like pretty soon, but like um but yeah, do you buy that player FC parole?
Uh, I buy it a little, but
Mm.
not much, because my own problem about Chelsea is their defense is shaky. They need to work on their defense. That's where their main problem is. Attacking wise, they are okay. Like I don't have much expectation for them. I expect them to be either top 5
Mm.
or top 6. So I don't have much expectation. So being player FC, they can still. There's this. What's his name? You can either use Palmer is the main guy, right? But there's still the striker nobody believes in. He can always score from something else or score against smaller teams. There's still the other guy. What's his name? The one that runs a lot. Neto. You have Neto. You still have Nkuku that can change the game. You still have Sancho that can come on and probably give you 45 minutes of good football. So there are still players there. The whole thing is if everybody is playing well, they get the result. If one person is the only person playing well, it's easier to mark that person out, and then the other teammates will be struggling. But their most shaky problem is that there are two centre backs. They still have a problem getting that resolved. If they can probably find a way to fix it within this January window, they probably have a chance at getting second. I don't think the
Mm.
title is for them. I think maybe second, being in top 4 will be their priority
I
right now.
disagree. I think like Arsenal, I expect them to cast, or I hope somewhat. Um, I'm gonna how do I put this now? I'm gonna stick to the principle I had against that Liverpool game because a part of me felt like we're celebrating too much. So along those lines, I'm not gonna spend too much time
Celebrating like
gassing.
you won the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time gassing us up, so we can just wrap up, a tight like 15 minutes ish episode by doing our predictions for
Ah,
the
you didn't talk
FA
about
Cup.
your United. Are you guys back?
No, that's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying. That I don't want to spend time gassing us up because we didn't really achieve anything
No, but some of
this
your
past
first guys
weekend.
have won the league. That's what I saw. That, that's what
We
I saw
don't achieve,
online.
we
There's
didn't
six
achieve
guys have won
anything now. Like we just drew the game against Liverpool. That's all. We did not win the game. If I won the game, it would be a statement. Okay, we probably are good against big teams, but
No,
we
but
didn't win the
some of
game.
your fans
So you
felt
can't
as if
bank
you have
on
won
it.
the league,
They're
though.
still
That was the feeling I got from online. That you guys had won the league.
it depends on the fans. I'm not one of the fans.
Yeah,
We're just happy that we
yeah. We're
got a
just happy that
point.
we didn't drop
At
points.
least stealing a
Finally,
better
So
half
after
let's
5 years.
so
That's
let's wrap up
crazy.
with predictions for the Arsenal United FA Cup game. My initial thought has been that one thing I'm sure of, Sha, is that we're not going to lose in 90 minutes. Like 90 minutes, so we're not going to lose. We might lose extra time.
There's no
We
extra
might
time
lose
now.
There's no
There's no extra
extra
penalty.
time.
time. We're going to lose penalty.
We might lose penalty because Onana, I don't expect him to catch anything at
Well,
all. But
Onana versus Raya. I think I trust Onana more in penalty versus Raya. But
no, Onana no they catch anything. Can't even catch a cold. But I think Amorim and the boys, the ginger from this Liverpool, honestly, and Arsenal's current insecurity, I think should be enough for us to win. So I'll go with a United 2-1 victory.
right, I think stylistically, you guys are a perfect team for us to play because you guys are just going to sit back, hold position, pass back, pass back, pass back, pass back, try to hit us in the counter attack. We are also the same. We just pass backward, sideways. And if you guys try to come forward, then depending if we have Martinelli there, then we can do something. So based on that, I'm going to say a 2-1 Arsenal, the reverse of your prediction.
I'll go with 1-0 Arsenal.
This idiot wants to do reverse psychology.
You just want to
Yes,
jinx us.
reverse
Look at this
psychology.
guy.
Okay.
I'll go with 1-0 Arsenal. So, or maybe penalties, but
Now
I
say your
think
juju they
1
work,
0.
dude.
It's
If you
replay. There's
predict
replay. There's
if you
replay.
predict
If you
loss
can't draw,
for
just go to
for
replay.
for, for
I,
United, then we go
I
win.
guess why you
Okay.
I guess why you that's what we want. Let me play against my but my heart knows that my you win. But my result will be a 1-0 Arsenal. The main reason why I'm leaning towards that is Ateta knows how to play Man U. That's one. So they'll shall find a way to score. And we're still shaking in set pieces. So that's what they'll be
Set
banking on.
piece to get
And
allegedly.
Man U will still fall into that trap. All they will do, you watch it. Martinelli will run, take a shot, hit you. He'll go to corner, and then they'll look for it. uh, Maguire probably be more relaxed, not trying to cover up or pick a man or jump up. That's what he's been doing for the weeks. Overconfidence that he stole. So Onana not being strong, because against Liverpool he also had one error too in set piece, but he was lucky it went out immediately. So that's where they will bank on. But clear on to score Man U is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And Man U scoring, I kind of want to see how we score. That's the problem. We've not been
Through
pressing.
Garnacho,
It's just only
or Ahmad.
Liverpool is the only like the game with Man City. They had to score. So we woke up and started attacking. So I need a Man U that will go with that attack.
Liverpool
Let's
scored now.
go score and then start defending. You understand? No, we scored first now against Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. Like Liverpool is the only game that I've watched Man U so far in recent times after this thing in the past 6 games coming out and we scored first. So we need to score at least one or two to be confident that we've won the game or we are close to winning the game. If we score one, we're still shaky. If we don't score, we are worse off that way. So playing, what's his name? The connection between the midfielders or the tens, and this guy has not yet clicked. So I'm not banking on that to give us a goal. I prefer, like I told Dr. Tovs earlier, I prefer more of Zegzi in front. But the only reason why I don't like Zegzi is that he's not as clinical as a striker, but he has that agility of disrupting a defender than
Citek
what's
Haaland.
his name than
Haaland.
Citek.
than
Citek.
than Hojland. Hojland knows how to position and how to run. That's what he knows how to do. He doesn't know how to displace the defender. So the problem is the people we have do not locate Hojland. So he'll just be there. Saliba will probably have a quiet day, not doing anything. That's the main problem. So with that being the case, that's where I don't see. I'm not being too optimistic, but I'm not being pessimistic because The person I'm believing in is Amorim. That's who I'm believing
Oh,
in. That's the only person I'm
Johnny
believing in
boy,
to turn the
please.
game
What's your
around.
2-0
prediction?
Arsenal.
2-0 clean sheet. Wow.
They are our wives now.
Okay, well, I don't have the confidence that you have, but all right, no
I
wahala.
don't have confidence that it's United. You know, there are some things when you're playing there, you might not be on form, but when you're playing there, form just comes. United is one of them.
All right,
It's just at that.
fair enough.
But I think Amorim will
Okay,
change it on Sunday.
like he changed
All
it big
right.
of last month, Abi. Remember,
Same
it's
way
us that gave you
Liverpool,
it's us that
Liverpool
gave
went in.
him his first loss in the league.
Same way Liverpool went in today now, thinking that 5-0, I'll be 6-1. We warrant them to win today 2-1 or 2-0. Playing second 11. We'll see the mix of players that you will come with now. They will determine the
Well, on that note,
game.
guys, I'm going to say you give us your own prediction as well in the comments below as well. But well, we didn't touch on the Carabao Cup. Thank you very much. We did, but not in depth, so I'm happy about that. So, so we're going to leave that for
It's
now.
part
I'm
of
going
the
to say,
general
please
narrative
press.
of Arsenal now.
Well, if you enjoyed the episode or did not enjoy it, regardless, please press the like button,
How would you feel?
subscribe if
How
you're
would you
new
feel
or you're yet to do so. And until the next time, after we beat United in the FA Cup, the defending champions, stay safe
Oh,
and
that's
we'll
true. They are
catch you on
defending
the next one.
champions, and it's true. They have to go out. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah. Peace, guys.
Peace,
with
guys.
there's no problem. As long as you go before us.